Gentlemen, welcome to the third part of our ongoing series on how to build a gentleman wardrobe. Now it's time for you to move to more specific garments, that is to say, garments which are to be worn in specific occasion. And when I mean occasion, it can be specific weather conditions, for example, when it's extremely hot during summer, or specific social events like, for example, formal events, weddings, formal dinners. Let's talk about the summer suit. And I must confess to you that when I did build my wardrobe over the course of 10 years now, I made a huge mistake. I waited far too long before acquiring a real summer suit. I had this idea that with my all-seasons, quote-unquote, all-season suit that I had, my gray and blue suit, even my sport jacket, I was able to wear these garments all year long. But I've been traveling to some countries where I had to give some lectures on men's style. I've been also in my own country under extreme weather conditions when I had to wear a suit. I was very embarrassed because I was sometimes suffering almost because I didn't have a proper summer suit. That is to say, a suit made with a special kind of fabric that will make your body breathe and being able to take this extreme temperature while staying elegant. When you go on this path to try to build a proper gentleman wardrobe, the aim is to be elegant whatever the occasion. So I made this mistake, and I advise you not to make this mistake. As soon as you have, let's say, 4 staples in your wardrobe, I strongly advise you to invest in a good summer suit, and you will never regret your investment. But what is a good summer suit? What do we speak about when we speak about summer suit? We mainly speak about types of fabrics. In the last decade, the industry, and specifically the wool industry, have made tremendous progresses in that matter with what we call generically tropical wool. That is to say, the type of wool or the type of blend, which can be wool and with a little bit of cashmere, or wool with a little bit of linen and a little bit of silk. And this blend on these wools have the property of being extremely light and can be worn in almost any kind of weather condition. That's the first type of fabric you can make a beautiful summer suit with. The second, the king of the kings of the fabrics for the summer is linen. You know, the main difference between linen and wool is that linen is not coming from an animal, a sheep, it's coming from a plant. And this is a spectacular fabric for a summer suit. To be totally honest with you, I was not a big fan until very recently of linen, because linen has a particularity that it wrinkles a lot. And if you don't accept that your suit is wrinkled, and believe me, it took me almost 10 years to accept that my suit will be a little bit wrinkled, but it's part of the charm of the linen suit. A linen suit has to be wrinkled, but when you accept that, and when you go to some very high quality linen, like the Irish linen being the king of the linen, you will discover another world, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more casual, but still while being super sharp. And it made me discover a new way almost to behave in my suit, because you can, with a linen suit, be a little bit more relaxed while staying totally stylish. So, first tropical wool, then second linen. And then we have this iconic material that we call seersucker. So the seersucker is made of cotton. Without going too much into the details or technical detail, a seersucker suit and a seersucker fabric is a little bit creping on the surface. It's not totally flat. And the idea is that this creping pattern is to help the air circulate more fluently and more easily when you wear it until extreme weather conditions. Most of the time, the seersucker are chosen in blue. I have just one advice for you. Maybe I've seen some purists who say, oh no, seersucker can be also red and white. But, in some countries, if you wear a seersucker suit red and white, there's a lot of chances that some kid will come to you and ask you for an ice cream, because this is the garment where ice cream sellers are wearing. No, it's just a joke, but be careful. If a kid is asking you for an ice cream in the street, it's maybe you just picked up the wrong color of seersucker. And then we have a famous fabric that more and more gentlemen are coming back to because it was used back in the years and it totally almost disappeared from the market. And it's coming back slowly because it's a stylistic statement. And more than a stylistic statement, it shows that you know your subject about the sartorial arts is what we call the solaro. The classic solaro is normally brown with a little bit of orange inside, which is supposed, this orange is supposed to reflect the sun and made it a summer suit. For the purist, of course, you know that the original solaro was made and is still made by the company called Smith Woolen, which is now part of Harrison of Edinburgh in the United Kingdom. But now we see some other kind of solaro in Italy and also in different colors. I personally invested recently in a green solaro because I preferred this color. It was a little bit more, it was classic solaro, but with a twist. A little comment on the solaro. It is sold as being a summer suit. In fact, it's not really a summer suit because it's kind of thick. And for me and for the gentlemen who really are inside the solaro style, it's more, let's say, late spring, early fall kind of garment. But if we talk about specific styles related to the weather, solaro might be another interesting addition to your wardrobe. Of course, you can have all these styles now pretty much everywhere in ready-to-wear, specifically tropical wool. You can find linen quite easily in ready-to-wear. It's a little bit more difficult on solaro, which is a very, very specific garment. And seersucker is coming slowly to the ready-to-wear. But if you're interested in bespoke, of course, there's a city which is not to miss for this kind of summer suit and this ultralight second skin suit. It's, of course, the great city of Naples, Napoli, as we say in Italian, where you will find a lot of great tailors who are very comfortable with crafting this kind of suit. Of course, I think about people like Ciardi, Dal Cuore, Pirozzi, Rubinacci, Panico, Solito, Peluzzo, etc., etc. I'm sorry if I forget somebody, but in the Sartorial Talks, we talk very often of these people that I love and I respect a lot. Another type of specific clothes that can be an important addition to your wardrobe, if you need it, is what we call the formal evening wear, or to be more precise, the semi-formal evening wear, or what we call more commonly the black tie. I made the distinction between formal and semi-formal because for the purist, the real formal attire is what we call white evening wear, white tie. But even me, I'm a professional. I can say I have a huge wardrobe, extensive wardrobe with a lot of different styles, a lot of different kind of fabrics, a lot of summer suits, winter suits, even some dinner suits, dinner jacket, but I don't have a white tie. Why? Well, simply because the occasions you have to wear those type of garments are becoming more and more rare. I mean, even for a person like me, this is my job. I never had an invitation in my letterbox for a white tie even. As maybe because I'm not part of the royal family of England, or maybe it's because I don't attend certain high-level nights at the opera. But white tie events and extremely formal, even real formal events don't hardly exist anymore. So this is why I don't think it's mandatory for a gentleman to have a real formal evening wear in his clothing. However, adding a semi-formal evening wear or a black tie attire to your closet, to your wardrobe, can be an important thing. So I will not go too much into details because the semi-formal evening wear or black tie is a subject by itself, and it will probably be the subject of a next episode sometimes on Sartorial Talks, because it has some very specific things that has to be present on a dinner suit. But to make it simple, you have two main categories. On one side, the dinner suit, tuxedo, and on the other side, the smoking jacket, which is often made out of velvet. So for my personal wardrobe, I decided to have black tie suit or dinner suit made of midnight blue fabric. Actually, midnight blue and black are extremely close, so this kind of suit is generally black, 95%, or can be midnight blue, but at a first glance you can tell the difference. It's a black suit, and I opted for a double-breasted one because this is my favorite style. And I also have a smoking jacket in blue velvet that has been made for me by a great tailor in Naples called pt.3. And this jacket is a very interesting jacket. First of all, it's a very difficult jacket to make for a tailor. Now, I think you can find it sometimes in ready-to-wear more and more. But if you look for a tailored velvet jacket, believe me, this is not a gift you do to your tailor. Velvet is probably the only fabric that you can't work with steam on it. You know that when you craft a suit by hand, you use a lot the steam to give and the iron to give the shape. Most of the time, the lapel roll, the shape, the character of a bespoke suit is made with the hand and an iron and with steam. The problem with velvet is that you can't steam it, because if you steam it, you destroy literally the fabric. So it means that the tailor would have to shape the jacket only at the cutting. So it's an extremely difficult jacket to make for a tailor, and I must say that Pino Peluso did a wonderful job on mine. He's a great tailor for smoking jacket. This is a jacket that we call smoking because back in the years this was the kind of jacket where the British gentlemen used to wear specifically for smoking cigars. So we covered in the first part a grey suit and a blue suit, the basics. In the second part we covered the three-piece suit and the odd or sport jacket, so the intermediate level. And in this third part, we covered more specific garment, the summer suit and the semi-formal suit. I think that if you reach that level of refinement and of variations inside your wardrobe, you can easily say that here we are, at last, I have a gentleman wardrobe. Cheers.